And yeah, so I've put this on a recording mode. So after the end of the meeting, I'll share this recording with you. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So Dev, I have been told that you study at Prudence Ashok Vihar, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir.
Right. And
Yes.
you've just moved into class 12th. You're a PCM with computer science.
Yes, sir.
You had a 86% in class 10th, and you're probably interested in artificial intelligence.
Yes, sir.
Great, 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 great. So you're not preparing for JEE mains. That's what they tell me.
Yes, sir. Till now.
Okay, and if I'm not wrong, you have Australia as one of the countries in your mind.
Yes, Australia, New Zealand. Top
Australia
two
and
preference.
sorry?
Australia, New Zealand. I'm a top two preferences too.
Okay, great. So this is what I knew about you. Now it's all up to your questions, ma'am's questions, whatever questions you people have in your mind, please go ahead, put them across. I'll try to answer them in as much detail as possible.
Okay, so I go first. So for the Australia, New Zealand thing, what are the requirements for me to go there, and what are the certain colleges will let me go?
Okay, first of all, requirements, when you say, there are no standard tests required, only one
Yes.
test required, which is the IELTS.
Yes, sir.
So you have to get a 7.5 band score out of 9 bands in the IELTS exam.
Okay, sir.
I hope you know what is the IELTS exam, right? Do you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that is one. Number two, you will require your class 10th, class 11th, and class 12th predicted score sheets.
Well, I have got the 12th and 11th one, and you mean the 12th predicted,
12th,
and 11th and 12th main one. Okay.
right?
12th.
Okay.
And what should be it? Above the
Above 85%
Okay.
in the predicted. So that is the main requirement. Next, we need to
Yes.
plan the universities. Now, most of the universities in Australia, they have a course called BSc Computer Sciences. Okay.
Yes.
Where they have a specialization in artificial intelligence, right?
Yes.
You will not find a course which is purely artificial intelligence only. That is not possible in Australia. That might be a possibility in US in certain universities. But in Australia, it is majorly BSc Computer Science, where you will be taught all the basics of computer science. Additionally, you will be taught artificial intelligence as a specialization. So that is how they will do it.
So according to you, which will be a better thing for the scopes in future? A computer science course with AI major, or the purely AI one?
I think a computer science with AI major opens up a lot of things for you, because you need to explore a few more things. I mean, artificial intelligence, no doubt, it's a great career. But for getting into artificial intelligence, you need a very sound platform. So that platform could be provided through BSc Computer Science, and then you can keep on specializing in artificial intelligence, probably in your masters also, or by just working. Okay. So probably after a bachelor's degree, next 2 years, you don't prefer to work. That's also fine. But if you're working with artificial intelligence, you'll grow. Okay. Now, as far as the universities are concerned, I've seen a few universities where the courses are very nice. For example, you can look at University of Melbourne, Australia National University, Monash University, RMIT, University of RMIT,
RM what?
RMIT,
RMIT.
Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology.
You said RMIT, University of Melbourne.
Australia National
International.
University,
Yes.
Monash University,
Yes.
University of Western Australia, okay, so all of this, and University of Adelaide. Then there is something called UTS, University Technology Sydney.
Yes.
UTS Sydney.
And
Yeah.
about the New Zealand thing or any other country from where I can get the details for the university.
I have no problems with sending you to Australia or New Zealand. I just wanted to understand one thing, that what is the plan? I mean, why are we looking at Australia, New Zealand? Why are we not looking at UK, Europe, Singapore, or US or Canada?
My mother is saying, okay, though my mother is sitting on my side, but about USA, she refused. Very first time, as my brother lives in USA, my Masi's son, he went there and he got few problems during his bachelor's,
Okay.
and then she refused. They US नहीं है. And then she was like, US UK एक बराबर है. UK भी नहीं जाना. That how it went. And about Europe, I will prefer an English speaking country above
I'll give you an
the
English
pure
speaking
language.
country. I'll give you an English
Yes,
speaking country.
yes, sir.
So there is a country called Netherlands.
Yes, sir.
Netherlands. Okay.
Yes.
And there.
Is it good for you?
It's a very good place to go. And the cost of tuition fee there is very low. In Australia, you might be spending 20-25 lakhs as tuition fee per annum. Whereas in Netherlands, you'll be spending 7 lakhs to 13 lakhs per annum.
Yes, sir.
So
and is it good enough for AI and computing?
There are some very good universities, like you have a university called University of Amsterdam. Then you have University of Groningen. Okay. Then you have Vrije University, Vrije. Now, why am I preferring Netherlands? Is because of 3 reasons. One, 70% of their population speaks English.
Yes.
Number 2.
And what is the second language over there?
They have Dutch.
Dutch. Okay. No, actually, I have no problem in learning any other language. I have interest in it. And right now, apart from English and Hindi, I know 2 foreign languages. So, and I'm about to learn the third one during summer vacation. So I will go for Dutch rather than Spanish.
Wonderful. And the work-life balance there is extremely good. They work only for 4 days in a week, not even 5 days. 3 days holiday.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So that way it is pretty nice, right? So I think we can look at it. But remember that for Netherlands, there is a tough entrance that you have to appear for. So 2 of the universities will ask for entrances. Other 2 will be without entrances. We can apply only to 4 universities in Netherlands.
Okay, so you mean which will be the entrance?
Entrance would be majorly about maths and physics.
Okay, what I've studied in 11th and 12th.
Probably a little tougher than what you've studied.
Okay, matlab slightly less than the JE level, but between
higher
CBSE
than
and JE.
12th level. Okay.
Higher than CBSE, lower than JE.
Right. So that is where it is. And so we can apply there. There is no entrance as such, except for IELTS. We don't require anything, and of course the mark sheets and everything. So that is how. So these are 2 countries that I believe you should check out. Okay, if you don't want to go to US, Canada, or UK, that's fine.
No, I have no problem with Canada. I will be very honest. The only reason I don't want to go to Canada is everyone is going to Canada.
True. That's
everyone. And Singapore or Japan, any other country where
Singapore would be extremely competitive, Dev. I have looked at your marks and everything. So
yes,
I think we might get a rejection. There is no harm in applying, but I think we might get a rejection. because the two
Okay,
universities
so
that one can aim in Singapore, they are ranked like 4th in the world and 13th in the world. So it would be extremely difficult for us to enter.
yes, I complete. And the university you're telling about Netherlands and Australia, are they good enough? Matlab,
Yeah.
no problem in future after
No problems at all. The Australian
Mhm.
universities are ranked in the top 100 of the world, some of them. Like, for example, University of Monash is 58th ranked globally.
Yes,
Australian National University is around about 27th ranked globally.
yes.
Okay. And Melbourne University is around about 40th ranked globally. Okay. So these are top
Yes.
3 universities, and anybody who
And
is studying from
any
these,
any other country apart from Netherlands and Australia you want me to target for?
I would have loved to target Canada, but then you don't want to. So
No,
that,
no, no, no. No, no. That was just a very much careless excuse from my side. So I have no problem, but not my preference. Earlier, my
we can
preference
keep
used to be
we can keep just a
Australia. Then,
backup. Just as a
yes,
backup, we can
I want.
apply
Yes,
to a
yes.
university called University of Waterloo in the Toronto region of Canada.
Yes, sir.
Why? I'll tell you, because they have a brilliant approach. It's a 4-year program.
Yes,
And while doing the program, they will allow you to do internships full time, provided by the university. So this is the
yes, sir.
only country which provides this kind of a facility. Yeah. So that is
Yes.
one thing. And again,
And what are the major requirements?
nothing much. Again, what we require is good marks and IELTS score.
Okay, by good marks, what do you mean? 85, 90?
85 to 90, probably a little higher. Okay. So that is how it is, right? So I think these are the 3 countries that we should apply, and they should be good enough. We will be able to get through all of them. Okay. Right. So that is how it goes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Can I have a word with mom, please?
Yes, you can. We'll explain this.
Yeah,
Hello, ma'am.
listen. Listen.
So I just wanted to advise a few things before we go ahead. First thing, ma'am, if you are planning to seriously send him to Australia, Netherlands, or these kind of countries, the first thing that you need to do at this juncture is to inform your school
Okay.
about the proposition, because they will have to give us a predicted scorecard. They will also have to give us a couple of recommendation letters which are written by the
Okay.
teachers. So if
Okay.
they know beforehand, they can keep an eye on the boy, and they can do the needful,
Okay.
That is number one. Number two, we're talking of heavy expenditure here. So I believe that it's my duty to tell you about the correct kind of expenses that will happen in each of these countries, so that you are mentally prepared. So ma'am, when you're
Yeah.
looking at Australia, you will be spending round about, say, 30 lakhs per annum, inclusive of tuition and living. Okay. And that is to be multiplied by 3 years.
Okay.
Okay. When you look at Netherlands, your total kharcha should be limited to 60 to 70 lakh rupees for the entire duration.
3 to 4 years, huh?
3 years, ma'am.
3 years. Okay.
Okay. And when you look at University of Waterloo, Sumer, Waterloo kitna hoga? Computer science? 32 lakhs. So 32 plus 8, around about 40 lakhs per year into 4 years. So that is 1.6 crores.
Okay. These all are without with living.
Yes, ma'am.
With living.
With
Okay.
So 20 to 25 lakhs in Australia plus 10 lakhs of living. So that becomes 30, 35 lakhs. Netherlands, 10 lakhs plus say 13 lakhs, 23 lakhs. And Canada is 32 lakhs plus 8 lakhs. So 40 lakhs. So that is how it goes.
Australia is reasonable than Canada.
Yes, ma'am. The university that we are aiming in Canada is one of the top-notch universities. And in US and Canada, whenever you target top-notch universities, your fee will always go up.
Okay.
So that is point number 2. Point number 3, which I want to confirm, is that are you very sure about sending Dave outside India?
Oh, I don't know. But if he want, he can go.
Okay.
If he can do, he can do job also, he can live alone, then he can.
Okay. So what we can do?
We are okay if he can handle every situation there alone, then he can.
So what we can do, ma'am, is that probably we can team him up with the rest of our students who are also traveling to the same locations. So
Okay.
for us, it will not be only one student who would be applying to these universities. There will be multiple students. So probably we can send him as a team with those people so that, there is at least somebody that you know beforehand. And in terms of exigency, there is somebody to fall back upon. Okay, so that can be arranged. That is number 1. And beyond this, ma'am, the exact work has to begin immediate because he has to be trained for his IELTS.
Yeah.
Now, the way Dave speaks, he's fluent, but he needs to understand the requirement of the test and he has to speak accordingly. Okay. And more than speaking, the important part of the test is listening, writing, and reading. Okay, which can be quite tricky. So I want him to be a little bit trained regarding the exam, which we will do, no worries on that. And thereafter, he can book the exam and take the exam first. So that is the first requirement. Second requirement is for you and us to sit together and plan the universities. Right now, what we are talking is all tentative. Until and unless we do a complete research about the courses, universities, fees, scholarship, locations, job orientations, there is no point of determining the universities. So once we do that, we will give you a list. You will have to preview the list. You will have to approve some of the universities. You'll have to cancel some of the universities. Then we will get down to a list of 5 universities. Okay. And then we will start the documentation work. So the application window for Australia will open most probably in the month of July or August this year. So we will have to plan everything before that.
Okay. And what about Toronto?
Toronto, ma'am, will open somewhere in the month of September. Okay. And they do not require any entrances. All they require is good amount of academic marks and a very good IELTS score.
And what about Netherlands?
Same, ma'am. Again, good academic score, good IELTS score.
It will open in September.
It will open in the month of September, mid, probably.
Okay.
Mid of September.
Okay.
So we'll have to finish one country after the other. Sorry, ma'am.
Netherlands is nearby Germany, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Germany. And Dutch and German language is same or different?
Ma'am, it's different.
It's different.
But Netherlands, the good part is that 70-75% of their people, they speak fluent English, just like us. Okay. And all their universities, more than 80% of their courses are in English. So every year I get at least 8 to 10 students who travel to Netherlands. In the last 2 years, that is how it has been. And people are very happy going there because the cost of tuition is low. There's good amount of job available. The work-life balance is good. Weather is very good, in fact. So
Side by side, he can do job.
Yeah,
5
20 hours part-time is what is allowed.
in all the places?
All the
or-
places, ma'am. All the places.
all the places? Okay. And what about the scholarships?
Netherlands, you won't get any because the fee is already low. Australia, they have a lot of scholarships for Indian students, which are all
Okay.
automatic. Which are all automatic. So you just have to be at your toes regarding your academics, and if you are so, Australian scholarships might come your way. Okay.
What about Toronto?
University of Waterloo has a small scholarship which is around about 10,000 Canadian dollars, and it is totally based on academics.
Okay.
Anything else that I can help with, ma'am?
Any other better option for this course?
Ma'am, I think
Any other
we are
place?
already calculating the best options. If you don't want to send to US, I'm absolutely fine. Okay. Otherwise, 70%.
My sister's son is
He told
there.
me. He told me.
He has faces many problem there. Yeah, due
That's
to
true.
COVID time, or actually he has opted actuarial science.
Oh,
So he's the expenditure is very
huge.
much,
Huge.
बहुत ज़्यादा expensive है. तो उसका around 40 to 50
Lakhs.
per year.
All right.
charge. Yeah.
So approximately
Same
30,
thing,
35 lakhs
same.
is his tuition fee, and around about 14, 15 lakhs is his living cost. So he's spending around about 50 lakhs, and that is for a period of 4 years. So that means you spend around about 2 crores. And then if you are not
Same
in
with UK.
UK, ma'am,
is-
UK is the expense is not so high. UK, your expenditure is round about say 30 odd lakhs at max, and that includes the tuition, and so 25 to 30 lakhs is living. Okay, and round about 12 lakhs is your living cost, but the course is for 3 years.
Per year it's will
35 to 40
with living.
with living.
With living. Okay, but I have listened that the Indian students को ज़्यादा preference like कम मिलता है
ऐसा
UK
नहीं है.
में.
This year I have round about say 33 odd students who have been placed in UK, for that matter.
Okay,
And
you tell me some university of UK also then.
yeah, so universities in UK, you might look at Warwick University. Okay, you might look
Which
at
one?
Warwick, WARWICK,
Okay.
and you can look at University of Edinburgh. You can look at University of Manchester. Probably we can also look at University of Leeds. You can actually apply to only 5 universities in UK. So I think we can
Okay.
also apply to QMUL, which is Queen Mary University, London.
Okay.
So these are the places. And as far as
But I have listened of UK living is more expensive than USA. I have listened. I don't.
Madam, within the city of London, it will be around about 14 lakhs. Outside the city of London, the cost drops down by at least 3 to 4 lakhs, man. So it is always advisable to travel and go to colleges. So even if you are studying at a college which is inside London, you can use the tubes, so that your cost of living comes down considerably.
Okay.
इनफैक्ट ज्यादातर बच्चे भी ऐसा ही करते हैं, बिकॉज क्या लंदन सिटी के अंदर जो यूनिवर्सिटीज है उनका हॉस्टल्स इतना बड़ा नहीं होता है, so they don't get accommodation there, so they try and take accommodation just outside the city and save a lot of money from that.
Okay.
So I was just trying to tell you that as far as our job is concerned, our job is to tell you about the universities, get you finalized regarding the course and the universities, sorry, and help him in doing the entire applications. That means filling up all the forms, giving you all the documentation guidance, making him write the essays, the basic draft,
Okay.
and editing all the essays.
Until the time of admission, you
Yes.
will help.
Absolutely. So till visa processing, we will have guidance, guidance for visa processing, guidance for accommodation booking. So that will be the last 2 jobs that we do in June 2023.
Okay.
So
What
that
are
is,
your charges and what are your charges?
ma'am, per university, we charge 12,980 rupees
Okay, for applying for university.
per university.
Okay.
So normally people take up 5 or 6 universities after a thorough discussion with us. So it boils down to 60,000 rupees straight away.
Okay.
So 5 universities, 60,000 rupees.
Okay, in UK also he can do job
Absolutely. Ma'am. Any given country,
side by
Mhm.
side.
yeah. 20 hours is allowed.
Okay. Okay, then I will discuss with his father.
Sure. I'll send
Then
you
I
an
will let
email.
you.
I'll send you an
I will
email
let you. Yeah.
that will have the
And
details
you.
of the services. You can have a look at that. So when you're discussing with sir, probably you'll have something in front of you to discuss.
Yeah.
And I'll also send the recording of this meeting. So probably it will be more
Okay.
helpful. Right?
Yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
ma'am. Thank you so much for your time.
You do counseling for India also?
India, what kind of universities are you looking at?
Or same course only government university?
Ma'am, यहाँ तो joint entrance के बिना कुछ होगा नहीं.
Oh yeah.
So joint entrance is a main source, and if you're not applying for JEE mains, then probably he has to give the BITSAT or the VIT EEE, those kind of exams. So it is all entrance based. So if you want to study computer science in some other universities, for example, if you want to apply to Ashoka, if you want to apply to Kriya, if you want to apply to Plaksha,
Okay.
there probably I can help, because I know their admission policies are just like the Western universities, and a lot of my students are taking admission there today. They have become a trend, but they're pretty expensive universities. Income.
Where is Ashoka?
Ashoka is at Sonipat. It's a residential university. Then you have Plaksha, which is at Mohali. That's a residential university. You have Flame University, Pune. That's a residential university. And then you have Kriya University, which is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, Sri City in Andhra Pradesh for that matter.
Okay.
Yeah, so their selection process is also just like the Western universities, a little more stringent, although, because they will have a small entrance. They will look at your marks between class 10th to 12th. They will look at all your extracurriculars. They will look at your essays. They will interview you. Only then you will get through. So you have to write a lot of essays. You have to be very good with your extracurriculars. You have to be good with your marks and stuff. Only then probably we will be able to get through.
Okay. Okay.
I'll send you a small presentation for these universities also in India.
Thank you so much.
Okay. You will probably have a look at and you will be able to understand कि ये लोग क्या offer करते हैं, कब इनका admission होता है and all of that.
तो ये same subject जो इसको चाहिए वो मिल जाएंगे इसमें? ये प्लाक्षा, अशोका.
आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की जहां तक सवाल है, वो आपको प्लाक्षा में मिलेगा. ठीक है.
Okay.
बहुत डायरेक्ट कोर्स है वहां पर.
With BSc.
नहीं मैम, that's a BTech.
BTech with BTech ना?
With BTech.
Okay.
ठीक है. और बाकी सब जगह तो मैम कंप्यूटर साइंस ही होगा.
Okay. Okay.
ठीक है.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Most welcome. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Dev.
Bye.
Bye, sir.